With the Book of Boba Fett coming in less than a week, Disney has released a lot of promotional footage, which I'm going to be breaking down most of this in this video. Sure, I'll break down the trailer and then one of the TV spots that we got, which are basically kind of like mini 30-second trailers, but I haven't really broken down all the other ones. So here, I'm just going to put them all together and I'm going to break them down all in this video. And remember, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. We're closing in on 50 subscribers. If we hit it before the end of the year, I'm doing something special, which is I'm going to be doing a Star Wars Rewind 2021. So basically kind of like YouTube Rewind, but you get it. So if we hit that, I'll do that. Anyways, let's move on to the video. Now, just to tell you, this trailer is on the official Star Wars YouTube channel, so you can check it via link in the description. Let's go.
I am Boba Fett.
So here we go. So at the beginning, you get to see Boba Fett putting on his helmet. Now, we've seen this trailer. We've seen this scene in multiple different trailers. So I'm assuming that he's going to put it on before he's going to have a meeting in one of the episodes. So I think here's what's going to happen. He's going to put on the armor before he has one of the meetings to kind of try to intimidate the other people. And then right here, you can see some sand people.
Left for dead on the sands of Tatooine.
Okay, so that scene right there, I really like this scene right here. I really like this scene right here because this definitely tells us that we're going to get an episode which takes place right after Boba Fett getting taken away from that Sarlacc pit, that terrible Sarlacc pit in the Great Pit of Cancun, and we're going to get to see what he does right after and how he survived possibly. This has been confirmed. We've seen it in multiple promotional footage, and you'll see later that there's a whole trailer devoted just to that episode that we're probably going to see, the origins of Boba Fett. Now, this we've seen before. This character right here, the species is, I believe, an Ithorian. Now, an Ithorian, we've seen them multiple times in Star Wars. They were first seen in 1977's A New Hope in the Cantina. And then the person to the left is a Twi'lek, which is the same species as Harrison Dula and a number of Jedi. Now, I believe that he's coming to kind of gather all of Jabba's allies. Because Jabba, he had a bunch of allies that were kind of all under him. He was like the highest rank. He was the king, and then they were slightly under him, but they still had cells of Jabba. So I believe now he's trying to bring them all together and take control of this madness. You can see some strings being tied, and it seems that Fennec Shand has a rope tied around her hands. Now, Boba Fett does not have one. He has a gun. So maybe he is trying to pretend that Fennec Shand is being captured by him to make a deal with them, or maybe they're both captured. I kind of think that Boba Fett's trying to trick that Ithorian into thinking that he's taken in Fennec Shand as a bounty. Because as we know, Fennec Shand, she did have a bounty on her head, and possibly it's still on her head now that she's kind of working with Boba Fett and Din Djarin.
Jabba ruled with fear.
So we see that they're walking into a bar, and this must be a bar before a meeting, which he's going to be doing. Now, as we know, one of the episodes is pretty much going to be devoted to him trying to go around the different cells that Jabba has, and he's going to try to be wrangling them back together to kind of take control of this madness. This speeder scene right there that you just saw, that's a speeder scene that I honestly really like. Because at first, I thought that he was going to be fighting against somebody, but we now know that all those people, they weren't shooting at him. So I believe that those people are with him, and they're going all out to go attack somebody, and they're like a whole fleet of speeders. And then you get a nice shot of Boba Fett ready as he's about to kill somebody with that stick, which honestly, this scene right here reminds me a lot of the scene in Falcon and the Winter Soldier, episode 4, the whole world is watching, when the new Captain America is about to kill the civilian from the Flag Smashers.
I intend to rule with respect.
And then this scene, which I believe this scene is actually taken out of the Mandalorian Season 2 post-credit scene, because this looks exactly like what happened. You can even see Fennec Shand with the blue drink, so I believe this is not actually going to be the show. This is most likely either a flashback, or they're just taking it from Mando Season 2.
The Book of Boba Fett, streaming December 29th on Disney+.
So just to break down that first scene. First of all, we get to see some Tusken Raiders coming out of Sandstorm. And then we get to see Boba Fett in his suit that we just saw him at the beginning of Mandalorian Season 2. He's wearing some Tusken Raider clothes. And he has a bantha stick. I'm just going to call it a bantha stick because I don't actually know what it's called. But that was the main weapon of the Tusken Raiders. So this trailer is actually devoted to the episode titled The Return, as you can see in the top right corner right there. So this episode is going to be solemnly devoted to an episode which features how did Boba Fett get out of the Sarlacc pit and what was he doing? How did he get Slave One back? Did he see Bib Fortuna on the throne? Was he planning this for a long time? Why did it take him so long to get Din's armor? Those are a lot of questions we have, and actually I'm going to have a whole video probably coming out tomorrow on how Boba Fett probably made it out of the Sarlacc pit, because I have a couple theories that we might go to, so subscribe for that. This same scene that we saw in another trailer, and it's as soon as he gets out of the pit, he's doing some healing. So it seems that he's in a Bacta tank, and he's probably inhaling some Bacta also. I don't know what he's doing, but it seems that he's healing. So we're gonna get to see some of his scars heal and how he's gonna deal with being in the acidic stomach of a Sarlacc. Those two scenes right there we've seen in the last trailer, so I won't break those down. Okay, this scene right here is something really important. As soon as I saw this scene, I'm sure you guys, as soon as you thought, this looks a lot like the Millennium Falcon. You could definitely tell the shape of the Millennium Falcon. I've heard a lot of people saying that this is the Millennium Falcon, but here we go. I'm going to bring the theories down a little bit. Okay, here we go. So basically, this does have the main shape of the Millennium Falcon, but first of all, it is not flying the same way as the Millennium Falcon. I believe this is just another YT-1300 modified freighter, which is the same model ship as the Millennium Falcon, but Han had it modified differently because it's the same model ship, but it can be modified in multiple different ways. So I believe this is just a slightly different modified version of the YT-1300 freighter. And then in the background, you can see another ship in the background, which I've heard a lot of people say could be the Razor Crest. And actually, I'm not going to debunk this theory. I think that looks a lot like the Razor Crest, but then again, the Razor Crest was destroyed, and actually it was mentioned by the Blue Mythrol that the Razor Crest was a Clone War ship, so that means this ship is really old, so I doubt there would be any more in the galaxy, so I believe that that's just another random ship. We saw the scene again. Slave 1. Now, this scene right here, it does not look like a scene that we saw in The Mandalorian Season 2, so I believe that this is a new scene. This must be after, I believe here's what happened. After, I will mention this in my theories video, but after he was stuck in the Sarlacc pit, I believe that him and Fennec Shand maybe went to go rescue Slave 1 from Jabba, because Jabba probably had Slave 1 in like one of his hangars. So I believe that we're going to get to see that mostly in the return, but like I said, I got a whole theory video coming out. We've seen this scene before multiple different times, but now we get to see him standing up right here. He's clearly going to make a statement or something, and he doesn't look happy. You don't want to mess with Boba Fett here. This is the same speeder scene that we got to see before. And as you see this clown, we now get to see the species. Now this species right here is the same species of the guards that were guarding Jabba's castle. I do not know the name of the species. I'll pop it up on the screen now. But these were the guards of Jabba's castle. So I believe that this is some of the remnants of the guards of Jabba, the people who kind of guarded himself and were at the Great Pit of Cancun when he fell into the Sarlacc pit. So I believe that he's either trying to make peace with them or they're trying to kill him. But then again, they don't have their guns active.
Left foot.
This scene is really interesting right here. It appears to be two people fighting right here. These two people, again, are the same species that we just saw, so I believe these are the guards. And then two people. They do not look like Boba Fett and Fennec Shand, so I believe these are just two slaves or something. One of them does look like they're dressed up in Jedi robes, but that's probably just some sand costume. I don't know. And now this scene right here is really interesting because honestly, this looks like probably after he's been in the Sarlacc pit. I do not know why it's got a bunch of gunshot wounds in it. Theoretically, it wouldn't because I doubt it would. There's no guns in the Sarlacc pit. So possibly this was his armor underneath his Mandalorian Beskar, because we never actually knew what Boba Fett wore under his Beskar. Most of the clones who were wearing their armor, they had like a black suit. So maybe he had like a white suit or something and he was wearing this under his Beskar. So that would make sense why he's still wearing it and why it's got all those wounds. And this looks like he's coming out right from his when he was in the Bacta tank. He looks like he's getting out and he's angry right now. He wants his Slave 1 back.
On the sands of Tatooine.
Now right here you can see a speeder going over a pit droid, and the pit droids we've seen in the Phantom Menace before. And then this town right here, I don't think it's Mos Eisley nor Mos Espa. I believe that this is actually a new town that's probably going to be Mos something that we're going to get to see, because this looks parallel to a bunch of other shots that we've seen of the trailer, and it does not look like Mos Espa nor Mos Eisley nor Mos Pelgo. That scene right there is really interesting. So that scene right there shows Boba Fett and Fennec Shand on Jabba's seat, which slides, and they are approaching what appears to be the pit where the Rancor was in. Now, as you can see, it's an undershot, so it's clearly trying to evoke that they're looking down at something. Now, here's what I think. We know that the Rancor has been killed because of Luke Skywalker, so I believe that they have replaced the Rancor with a new Rancor. Now, here we go. Here's the sort of sad part. If you guys have seen The Bad Batch, then you know that there was a Rancor in episode 3 of The Bad Batch, I believe. Now, that Rancor's name was Mochi. And the Rancor in Return of the Jedi was proven not to be Mochi, but another Rancor named Patissa. So I believe that Patissa, now that Patissa is dead, Boba Fett is going to replace Patissa with Mochi. So we don't want Mochi to die, but sadly this may be Mochi's end, because we never got to see Mochi again, so it'd be interesting to see if this is actually Mochi from the Bad Batch. Good connection there.
I am Boba Fett.
And then the book. And then the book of Boba Fett. On to the next trailer.
Jabba ruled with fear. I intend to rule with respect.
So right here, those scenes we've seen in multiple trailers, but here it seems that Fennec Shan is going to be instructing Boba Fett on something. I believe that Boba Fett is going to be making a dangerous deal right here, and Fennec Shan's going to be like, I wouldn't do that if I were you. She's like, I wouldn't do that if I were you. And he's like, oh, it's okay, I got it. But I don't know if he's got it. This is that scene right there with the ship is the one I was talking about in last trailer. So I believe that that's not Mos Pelco, not Mos Eisley. Like I said, I believe that's a whole new city. And then this one we've seen multiple different trailers.
In difficult times, fear is a sure bet.
So that right there, that scene right there, our first thing, in difficult times, fear is a sure bet. That is going to be, that was revealed in an official clip, which I'll be breaking down at the end. So we're going to get to see a full clip there of them talking right here. And that's actually the first official clip that they've revealed, not counting trailers. And then here's the speeder chase again.
These are just the first wave.
So I believe that now Fennec Shan appears to be fighting some of the people that he was making a deal with earlier. So I believe that he was trying to make a deal with some of the people earlier, and then they turned on him. So now he's going to go to war with them, and now Fennec Shan is helping him go to war. Because Fennec Shan does not owe Boba Fett anything, but she's still working with Boba Fett. She feels that she just works well with Boba Fett.
They're going to war.
Then we will be ready.
See, so now they're going to war.
The Book of Boba Fett, original series streaming December 29th.
Here we go.
Do you trust them?
I trust them to work in their own self-interest.
So now, as you see, now this is probably one of the meetings that he's doing with people, and those appear to be Trandoshans, which are the same species as Bosk that we got to see in The Empire Strikes Back, and we got to see the whole planet of Trandosha, which is where the Trandoshans are from in the Clone Wars.
I bear the mayor's heartfelt welcome.
So that person right there is a Twi'lek. Now, that's the one that we got to see in the first trailer. So it seems that Twi'lek is trying to make peace with Boba Fett. And he says, the mayor brings your heartfelt welcome. So I believe that the mayor that he's talking about is the mayor of that city that we keep seeing in all the trailers. So now he's going to visit the city to visit the mayor. And then the mayor's going to turn on him. And then he's going to start a war. So that's what I believe this episode's going to be about, mostly.
Keep an eye on that one.
I keep an eye on everyone.
So Boba Fett clearly is thinking what I'm thinking, not to trust that guy, because he's clearly got something up his sleeve. Okay, so that scene right there of somebody going on a bike over the things. Now that bike right there, we've not seen in Star Wars before. It looks similar to like a motorcycle of our world, but it's clearly a speeder. And that character on the bike, it's really hard to tell who that character is. At first when I saw that, I don't know what's wrong with me, but for some reason I thought that was Will Smith on a bike right there. It's clearly not. If you look at the scene closer, it's clearly just an alien. I don't know why I saw Will Smith on a bike right there, but that alien's clearly trying to do something. We don't know if he's going to be friend or foe though.
I'm here to talk business.
The Book of Boba Fett, streaming December 29th, only on Disney+.
There we go. That is the last trailer, and now we have the clip that I'm going to be breaking down. So, okay, here we go. So I found this clip on the YouTube channel Star Wars Coffee. I'll link this below. So this is the only one that's not actually on the official Star Wars YouTube channel. Here we go.
Jabba had many vassals.
So it appears that right here, Boba Fett's going to be walking out of one of his meetings that he's doing with one of the vessels that he's talking about. Right behind him, flanking him, are two Gamorrean guards, which appear to be protecting him. And in a couple seconds, you'll be able to see a Greedo species.
We've got a lot of ground to cover if we are to keep his empire intact.
I can make the rounds without you. Jabba rarely left his chambers.
Jabba ruled with fear. I intend to rule with respect.
So So right there, that's the quote that we've been hearing in every single trailer. Jabba ruled with fear, I intend to rule with respect. So he's basically saying that he is not Jabba. Jabba was basically just a crime lord. He is actually trying to rule the proper way, the way that his father taught him. He's trying to rule like my father before me, because he's just a simple man trying to make my way through the galaxy.
I'm just a simple man trying to make my way in the universe.
If I may,
Speak freely.
in difficult times, fear is a sure bet.
So that voiceover right there, we now know is not from the scene that we got to in the other trailer, because we heard that voiceover before. That is in fact from this clip right here. So there we go. That is all the clips that I've broken down. I had to break down 1, 2, I don't know how many clips I've broken down, but that's basically all the promotional footage that we've gotten. I'm doing this today because I doubt we will get any more promotional footage, and if not, I just won't break it down. But that's all of them. If you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, and bye.
I am a Jedi, like my father before me.
So be it, Jedi. Huh?